my toys.
Hey everybody, this is D Hunter bringing another action figure review. Today we're going to be looking at the Diamond Select, the Real Ghostbusters Mr. Stay Puft. This is Series 10 and will complete the front firehouse diorama. Cannot wait to put it all together. I had this figure as a kid, the Kenner version, so this is definitely a nostalgia figure for me. Do wish that I still had my toy from when I was a kid, but I sure don't. This one looks like it's going to outdo that one every possible way. Let's go and take a look at the packaging. Of course, we've got the purple Real Ghostbusters decor here, Mr. Stay Puft. Deluxe action figure with accessories and diorama pieces. On the side, nice picture of him smiling. There's nothing on the other sides or the bottom. Back side, we've got a picture of the rest of the wave, which is going to be Peter and Ray. I got this guy from Amazon.com for $24.96. The other two figures have not arrived yet. Hopefully they'll be here in the next day or two. Here's the diorama completely assembled. Cannot tell you how excited I am to put this diorama together and how disappointed I am that Amazon only sent me one of the three figures I pre-ordered today. So, with no further ado, let's open this guy up. Now that we got this figure out of the package, here he is with all of his accessories laid out. You may notice there are no accessories. He doesn't come with any traditional accessories except for the diorama pieces, and we'll check that out a little bit later. So let's take a look at this figure. He's very white, very vibrant. I love the colors. I love his smiling face. His hat on the side says Stay Puft on it. He's just looking really, really good. I believe this would be based off the animated version versus the movie version. I don't actually recall him being the cartoon. It might very well just be based off the Kenner toy. I do really wish that I still had my Kenner toy that I had as a kid, but that one was in pretty beat up shape. This one here looks like it's going to be everything I wanted in that figure as an adult collector. He's got sort of blue, sort of hints of paint in all the little crevices here. Looking pretty good. I mentioned some nostalgia from having this figure, being as that it's a more detailed version of the same toy I had as a kid. I was a huge Ghostbuster collector as a kid. That seems to be the thing nowadays, nostalgia figures. NECA making Kenner Predators, Kenner Aliens, Kenner Terminators. We've got Diamond doing the Real Ghostbusters. Then Mattel has actually shown that they're going to be doing Toy Biz throwback figures. We've got Star Wars Black in classic packaging, Hasbro Marvel Legends in classic packaging. But you know what? This actually works pretty well, as all of us kids who were collecting the toys now are adults and have a little more money to spend on these things. It's a pretty cool concept. Alright, well, since this guy pretty much has no accessories to look at, let's go ahead and check the height of the figure. This is a Diamond Select figure. They're pretty much on the larger end of the action figure collection that I'm into. Usually about 7 inches tall, but this guy's a little bit bigger than those guys. So, looks like from the top of his head, he's a little more than 7 3/4 inches, and from the top of his hat, probably about 8 1/8 inches tall. Next, let's look at this guy's articulation. So his head here, of course, it can turn around, it can go up and down, it has a pretty nice range of motion there. Then his arms are pretty oddly done. They go up about that far and down about that far. It's actually more than I expected. I didn't think it would do any of that stuff. It's really not too bad. Looks like this next joint here only moves up and down that tiny little bit. Of course, it can go around as well. And then his hand up and down and around a little bit. He's really got absolutely nothing going on in here. His other arm, of course, does the exact same thing as this arm. His legs and go in and out a little bit. There's no articulation in this middle part, the top here. It goes around, and then his feet go around as well. And they don't really tilt, but you can kind of get that effect by moving his legs. Next, I would like to compare him with some other Ghostbuster figures. Here he is next to the complete set from the first film. I think he would look pretty cool next to the marshmallow versions of those guys, but I never bothered to get those guys. Here he is next to the Ghostbusters 2 versions of all 4 Ghostbusters. They're in their darker suits. Here he is next to the previous series of Ghostbuster figures, Series 9, the first Real Ghostbuster wave they made. I cannot wait to get the next 2 or last 2 figures. And then here are the Real Ghostbuster figures trying to take down Mr. Stay Puft. And then here he is next to some McFarlane Toys, Stranger Things kids in their Ghostbuster outfits. Here is how he would scale up next to the Mattel Ghostbuster figures. They're quite a bit shorter than the Diamond Select versions. Here he is next to 4 different Diamond Select action figure lines. These are all pretty compatible with the Ghostbusters line. Here is the diorama as it stands with Series 6 through 9 put together, missing 3 pieces, one at the top middle, one at the top left, and one at the bottom right. Here are the pieces of the diorama that the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man came with. We've got the bottom right sidewalk piece as well as part of the hook and ladder 8 that goes up top. Now let's go ahead and check it out assembled with this new piece. Here's the diorama with Stay Puft's bottom sidewalk piece attached. This thing can finally stand completely independently and has a ton more stability. I cannot wait to add the final 2 pieces and see this thing fully assembled. And here's the diorama and a couple of extra pieces you cannot attach yet. We've got the rest of the hook and ladder sign for the top as well as the alternate Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 logos. Now let's just check out the size of this thing. So the very bottom from one side to the other measures at just a hair under 22 inches. And then as far as how tall it is, we're looking at about 22.5 inches. And as far as how far back it goes, about 7 inches deep. And then believe it or not, I did actually complete 2 full sets of the rooftop diorama from Series 1 through 5. These are absolutely fantastic in my Batman and Cityscape dioramas. And then here is the majority of the firehouse front diorama next to the rooftop dioramas. I definitely don't feel the need to get 2 of these, although this is going to be great in my action figure city dioramas. Notice this one is quite a bit taller than the rooftop ones, although those ones are quite a bit wider, deeper, and have a lot more play area or surface. And then here they are side by side. And then here they are in front and behind each other. You can see just how much deeper the rooftop diorama is and how much smaller sort of the Ghostbuster firehouse front is. So all in all, I'm liking this figure more than I thought I would. He's pretty cool. He's large. He's very heavy. I'm concerned that his white paint job is going to have scuff marks on it very easily. I bet he scales up to the Ghostbusters about the same as the old Kenner. Stay Puft would scale up against those figures proportionately. He's not articulated very much, but I wasn't really expecting much. I believe the old one could not move at all, maybe just his head. If I were to rate this figure, probably give it a good 6.5 out of 10. I do like it. I mean, probably a 7 out of 10. It's nice. Got a nice nostalgia feel, very reminiscent of the cartoon and the old figure. I would probably rate this figure as the least favorite of this wave just because I really want to complete the team of the 4 Ghostbusters. Peter and Ray. Probably more excited for those 2 than I was for Egon or Winston, although Egon's pretty cool as well. This is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, press like below. If you want to see additional videos from me, press subscribe. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comments below. Please be on the lookout. I'm going to be doing a review of Peter and Ray as soon as they come in, and I do expect to get them very soon. Amazon has already charged me for them, but does not have a shipping estimate quite yet. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.